Good morning, everybody. Good morning, grandmas. Today is Tuesday, September 5th. My days are all off and mixed up. So here are my shorts that I've worn throughout the vantage. They're absolutely filthy. I like to wear the same pair of shorts over and over again while I'm working on something to keep the oil only on one pair. These will be retired. Got a bunch of orders over the Labor Day weekend. A trifecta for sure. We're gonna start with Amazon Prime orders. We gotta get those out. We got the Rock Band replacement. This sold for $25. Kingdom Hearts for the PlayStation 2. Pretty rough shape, sold for $10. Pikmin 2, Player's Choice for the GameCube. This one sold for $49. So this one's very nice, complete in box. And we got Kingdom Hearts 2. This sold for $10 as well. These Kingdom Heart games have been selling for me like 10 bucks on Amazon. You can get them maybe for like $1 at a garage sale. Not bad. The van project is not done yet, but I still would like to say a big thank you to Mario, giving me a lot of personal advice, like straight up, give me your phone number, call me or text me with any questions about cars, and I really do appreciate that. It's good to have somebody in your corner that knows what they're doing, definitely. So thank you, Mr. Mario. And for eBay, we sold the last two Little Macs for $13.50 each. Lost money on those. Columbia PFG Omni Shade. Nylon breakaway, zip away hiking pants with a stain. It sold for $17.99. Pokemon Sapphire with the brand new battery sold for $19.80. Very mint condition Sonic 2 sold for $18. This thing was super crisp. Doesn't even look like it was ever played. This thing's like a 10 out of 10. It's probably the only reason I had a commanding price, because this game is not an $18 game. And we did sell the Dot Hack GU set, Volume 1, 2, and 3 for 144 bucks on eBay. So that was pretty sick. And a Florida State Seminoles crewneck sweatshirt. I do really well with these, and this sold for $31. It's not in amazing condition. It's definitely pilled and vintage. I believe they're in style, and they go to men or women and as gifts. The parents love to get the kids gifts that are going to college, and they will spend $30 to $40 for a vintage crewneck sweatshirt. Got the return on Pocky and Rocky. This will go back for sale. So I'm catching up on my video vlogs, people that I like to watch. Cody, check this out. My mom's account, one thumb, and then we got my account, another thumb for you, buddy. Thanks for shouting out the Guitar Hero book. It actually sold to somebody, I think in Australia, because they put a value-added tax on it. And I'm almost positive it was linked to your shout out. So I appreciate it. It is a good book. It's organized. It organized valuable information that is out there, but I also wrote a chapter on Guitar Hero theory, and that's not available anywhere else on the internet. That's actually just like my thoughts put on paper of like why Guitar Hero is so valuable in like a chapter format. Kind of breaks it down. It's pretty high level stuff, the Guitar Hero theory, I believe. But yeah, I appreciate it, Cody. That's awesome. That's cool. Thanks. I did not ask him to do that. If anyone, I did not ask or pay Cody to do that. He did it because of his own kindness. So thanks a lot, mate. I appreciate it. I did watch Rally Roots' video last night. It was pretty good. He puts a lot of work into this, man. He is a video artist. Look at that. He's even got even just an intro like this. The timing you have to do, this takes like 15 minutes at least to build. Like the way he does that angle and the thinking of the art and the timing with the music and everything, it's not quick. And Ryan's getting fit, so that's good. Can't wait to meet up with those guys. They seem super cool. They're not that far away. It will happen one day, believe me. And for today, we're gonna return some of the stuff we ended up not using. This Sears extraction set. I got a Walmart extraction set that I didn't use. This one, it looked pretty good, but I didn't end up using it. I'm gonna return that. And check this out. This is another like proof of Sears desperation. Like I got my receipt and then it spat out this. $77 off 35, 5 off 25, 50 off this and this. This is like super old advertising. Nobody cares. Get this out of my face. Sears, you need to evolve or you are going to drown. I am sorry. This is going back because the Walmart one is better, and that is like such a simple sign of the destruction of this company. Okay, so I wanted to start the car and see if magically the air conditioning works. And it is coming out cold. Yeah, I've never felt it like this before in the life of the car. Let me get my thermometer out to prove it to you guys, but this feels good. That feels good. I'm stoked. I didn't do anything different. Maybe it was just too hot last night. I don't know. 66 degrees. What happened? I didn't do anything to it. I just let it sit overnight and now I got air conditioning. What the heck? That completely blows my mind why it would work now and not last night. Maybe the refrigerant had to settle a certain way, or I have no idea. Maybe I was running the engine, it was too hot, because the engine was on for like an hour idling yesterday. The fan's kicking on a certain way, but we do need to do a couple things. We're gonna pull this wheel off again. I have not put that cover on. I need to torque down my crank bulk to specs, which means I need to get another special tool from AutoZone. We're gonna go return some stuff, get that tool, and then we're gonna finish her up today. I think we're gonna add all those plastic pieces back on, and then I'll actually be able to go get some gas in preparation for the hurricane. On our way to the return-a-thon, this van work has made me appreciate the Honda Helix so much more. The simplicity of how easy it is to get to things on this motor. I don't have an air conditioning system, I'm just open to the elements. So it's just like natural AC and airflow. It's so simple working on bikes and motorcycles because you can get to the engine and almost all the components easily. Everything's exposed. It's all micronized. It's like a car, but it's just like smaller and easier, I guess. I taught myself when I was in college how to fix motorcycles, and I did a lot of reading and a lot of wrenching and a lot of hours in the garage, tinkering, reading on forums, watching videos, and then just trial and error myself. I've probably owned between 25 and 30 motorcycles throughout my college days, ranging from sport bikes, 250cc to 600cc, a 1974 CB750, lots of different bikes. I've probably owned like 3 Ninja 250s and 3 or 4 Ninja 500s. It was a lot of fun back in college, and those skills helped me out when I had to do the van, and the van will help me out if I have to do something else. All the skills are building and I'm leveling up as a person. Returning the screws. Here's the line at Walmart. Everyone's waiting to get water. Little do they know they can just fill it up from their faucet at home. Getting gas, it's $2.65. I don't know if that's a hurricane increase or not. I don't necessarily need it, but I'm down to 2 ticks, and there's no telling when hurricane gas craziness is gonna happen and we might not have gas. And this is my hurricane vehicle right here. We're at Sears, the land of the barren parking lot. How many years do you think Sears goes out of business? My guess is 5 for sure, maybe 3 or less. A couple people at Sears asking to see if they have generators. They do not have generators here. Good thing me and my mama have a generator at the house. On my way to AutoZone is the Goodwill. So I'll stop at Goodwill real quick, see if we can find anything. We're gonna pop on this Microsoft ergonomic keyboard 4000, it's $5.99. Goes for like $35 on Amazon. I've sold this many times in the past. This is one of the good keyboards to look out for. And this piques my interest because it's made in the USA. It is like a arm brace or a knee brace. It looks like an arm brace. However, it does say single patient use. So it looks like it's probably pretty specific to somebody. Like that might be molded to their arm. Comps on eBay are looking to be like 40 plus. I am not going to get it because it's medical equipment. I can't guarantee anything on this, and I don't know about orthopedics. This is a super nice Nordic Trek treadmill, $17.50, but it is the most expensive thing I've ever seen at Goodwill. It's $700. It's probably a good deal. And they do have a gold Yahtzee for $2.99. This used to be worth a good amount of money back in 2012, 2013. Shout out to Vintage Fetcher, wherever you may be. This was the rage on YouTube resale, and it has tanked in value. I think because it was re-released. Shout out to Vintage Fetcher, and anyone else who has been watching that long knows about this, so kudos to you. All right, we're returning the torque wrench to AutoZone that we rented. This should be the last tool I need, and somebody's got a Kia here. Kias must not be that bad a vehicle. We are super close to my P.O. box. We're gonna go check the P.O. box and then head back to the house. Yes, Andy got a letter. That's awesome. From Patricia. He is going to be stoked. Thank you very much, Patricia. I will get this to Andy as soon as possible. And this sucker's got some weight to it. I'm really curious what's in here. Alright, gonna pull the van back in, jack her up, get that wheel back off, and then finish installing all these little things that I haven't done yet. Alright, so this is a toolkit that I have. It is not helping me at all. This would help if I was trying to pull it off and it was really tight, but I didn't have issues with that. I'm trying to torque the bolt down, and I don't really see how I can. I just posted a picture of this to my Facebook page. I kind of out of ideas. I did see one guy online hang a chain from the engine mount down here and then hang it around the pulley and then hook it to something here, but I'm not gonna be able to do that because my pulley belts are already on. So I posted a picture on Facebook asking for help. In the meantime, I'm gonna start reinstalling this stuff right here. I'm also gonna try to get rid of this center cylinder spark plug knock. I'm just taking it out, reseating it, and then just reinstalling it and see if I just had it loose or what. We'll see. Took it out, put it back in, see if that... I did actually swap these bolts. I wonder if swapping the spark plugs on accident might have done anything. I don't know. We're going to go see. This looks like a new boot. These actually all three look like different manufacturers, so maybe it's something that eventually just gets replaced. But I'm gonna go restart it and see if it helps at all. Getting the same ticking. I'm gonna swap these spark plugs and see if that helps. Instead of changing the spark plugs, I'm going to swap these things right here, whatever these are called. I'm gonna put the one that was here, I'm gonna put it there, that one there, swap them and see if that brings the knocking to over here, or if it is isolated, like really inside down there. And I'm gonna talk over these fans. It brought the knocking over here, so I've isolated the issue. It is this, whatever this part is. I'm gonna order a new one of these, and then that little ticking will be gone. Should be a pretty cheap part. Okay, so I think I'm gonna need I put the wheel back on. I think an impact gun is gonna be needed for that. I have it tight. The forces exerted on it are not that crazy outwards. So I'm gonna drive it to AutoZone and see if they have the actual tool again. I'm putting my wheel back on. I got almost everything in the engine bay completely recovered. My air tube is back on. I'm gonna do one last reading on the AC gauges, just for the record, before I return them. Compressor is on, 50 on the left. Oh, it's dropping down to about 46. And on the right, we're at about 100, about 115. We're getting cold air. I don't know why, but we are getting cold air now. It says it's coming out. It's gonna drop down into the 70s. Drop down to the 60s. Oh, it's going to, oh, we're in the 60s. So I'm gonna take this for a short trip to AutoZone. Will she drive? Yo, sorry, I was like in the middle of leaving my house. First actual test drive, building my confidence with this car all over again. AC is not blowing hot, but it's not blowing cold. I just realized that there's a max AC switch in here, and I should have been using that when I was filling it up with Freon. I could still be low on charge. It seems to not want to work when I'm idling for long periods of time, and it gets better like the faster that I drive. But the van is driving. Something could explode at any moment, but it is driving. Filling up the Kia with gas. The lines are forming. Panic will ensue in a couple of days. I realized the AC issue, it's not getting cold at idle. It gets colder while I'm driving, specifically around like 35, 40 miles per hour. I can feel it getting colder. I believe that has something to do with the fans, which makes sense because homeboy who had this car before me did not bolt all the fans back down properly, and neither did I, because I don't have those bolts, and I couldn't get to one of them. So that will be an issue I might be tackling in the future. But it is working better. I'm getting 70, maybe 60 degrees when I'm driving. But as soon as I stop, it starts getting hot. Q&A Tuesday. It comes out Wednesday, but we film it Tuesday. It's when I go through, answer everybody's questions that I've been getting on the videos. Starting with yesterday's video. I think tomorrow we're gonna get prepared more so for the hurricane. I gotta put the shutters up. Maybe we'll talk more about hurricane stuff. Anyone in Florida, go get a life straw. Order one off Amazon, it'll be at your house in 2 days. That way, if you have water, you can live without food, but you just need water until relief comes in, and then the relief gives everybody food and water anyways. But the like not having water is when people are gonna die. But anyways, first question, Cody, awesome stuff. You got it done. Anything else after the AC? Well, the AC's giving me issues. I think it's a fan issue. Previous owner broke the fan relay and then hardwired it together. I might have hardwired it backwards. I'm gonna clean the condenser from the outside, spray it with some water, maybe scrub it down, get the bugs off of it. And he also did not bolt the fans in all the way, so I'm still trying to get the fans bolted correctly to the radiator and pulling or pushing air, however they're supposed to do it. I gotta fix switches, I gotta get front tires done and an alignment. I'm not gonna do that myself. I don't have the laser machine, so I'm just gonna go get those done. Then driving it around town, driving it around maybe small trips, trips here, trips there, and then that's the plan. Everything else on the van works. It was just the timing belt and the AC, and then little things here and there, like there's a bolt missing here. It's a cosmetic thing here and there. Good question. Thank everybody for the encouraging comments about me finishing the van. I still want to thank Mario. His guidance and tips gave me a little bit more confidence and having somebody. Someone asked what happened to the Prius. I don't know what happened to the Prius. Whatever I showed in the video happened. The hybrid system check came on. It shut off on me. I let it sit for 20 minutes. It let me drive it home. I cleared the code and now it works. My mom's driving it. Don't really know what happened. She's gonna take it to a dealer, get it dealer diagnosed, get the quote from the dealer, how much it's gonna cost to fix, come home, and then I'll do some research and we might fix it ourselves. If there's anything wrong with it, it might have just been an electrical hiccup. I don't know. Thrifty Truckers says, great job. How did you learn how to do all of this? Honestly, I am a hands-on learner. I learn while I'm doing things. I did do research beforehand about the process, gave me a lot of confidence. I have watched many, many hours of YouTube videos, read through forums, read through things, studied diagrams, kind of taught myself how to do it in a way with that instructions. I didn't have anyone there to like tell me what to do other than just resources. Like I have worked on motorcycles in the past. The oily black fingernails is something that I've been used to. Rachel used to hate it when I would go into the garage. I would just wrench for hours and not talk to her. She would hate it. That was my bad though. I need to learn when to take breaks and not to focus completely because I get into this like one focus mode. And as you can see, like the last 4 days of my life, I've been focusing on learning the van and mechanical knowledge. So that's one of my weaknesses or strengths depending on it. It's patience plus my ability to learn. However, I kind of neglect the relationships in my life. I tore up my mom's garage in the meantime. So it's just like a balance that I'm working on. It doesn't happen very often where I've gotten into like the mechanical mode. This van has been one in many, many, many years where I've been in mechanical mode. I actually got it on film, which was kind of cool. I really wish I would have gotten the many days of wrenching on motorcycles back in college. Only stories between we and Kung, my two roommates, we would all wrench on motorcycles. Actually, it was mostly me and Kung were wrenching on them. We didn't really wrench on any motorcycles, but those were my Vietnamese roommates back when I was an undergrad, Huy and Kung. They both are married with kids now, and y'all might meet them one day. Wee's actually like not that far away. They own the nail shop in town. I haven't gone and hung out with him in a while. We need to get like a crabbing or fishing thing going. Anthony says, what year am I from? Sunday, September 2nd. Honestly, my days are all mixed up. Every day is a weekend, and I try to get my days right. Like I look at my phone every time, but I forgot to that time because I was driving. Sorry, I'm from 1988. Fishing and Picking says, could we be seeing a pharmacy garage in every corner in 10 years? Oil change while your prescription gets filled. Probably not. I really don't have a passion for opening a business franchise or like a brick and mortar store. Maybe it's because I enjoy my like mobility too much right now, but maybe that'll change. I don't know, but it's a funny idea is like a pharmacy combination with an oil garage. My friend Carlos from pharmacy school, one of his dreams is to open up a pharmacy sandwich shop or pharmacy coffee shop where it's like you get your script filled and then you have like your coffee. He's also Cuban. Spanish people like are kind of laid back and not in a rush. So it'd be like, oh, the grandmas and grandpas would come in and get their coffee and their sandwiches, and then it would be his pharmacy and he would talk to them because he loves to talk. William Wegfirth asked if I have a Fleet Farm. I've never heard of Fleet Farm. He says it's a store that has bolts and hardware. That must be regional to a certain part of the United States. We don't have those in Florida. I've never even heard of it. We have Ace Hardware, and that's where I got my bolt from. Anthony K747 says, do you shave your chest or do you just never grow hair on it? There are little tiny hairs. I don't have a hairy chest. I think these are from working on the car. I'm now a man because I have a little bit of hair on my chest. But I'm not a hairy person other than my arms and my legs. Like, I don't have hair on my back. I don't have a lot of facial hair. I have a good neck beard, good sideburns, but I got monkey hands and monkey arms. Now that the shirt's off, the shirt's staying off. It's too hot. The AC's off because my mom's having issues with her AC too. Carlos Benjamin asked if the oil fluids, when I was measuring them, they should be in ounces volume instead of weight. I went by the videos that I saw and everything went by weight. Nobody measured out volume. Everyone went by weight. I'm not gonna say 100% sure it's either. I went by what they did. If I broke my AC and I gotta work on it again, then I'll have to learn something else. Nick Mix asked if I have all my amiibos listed. I don't. I only have Fox and Wii Fit Trainer listed. I have Dr. Mario down here. I have Captain Falcon damaged box, and I also have the Retro 3-pack. This thing got massively damaged, the Retro 3-pack. This was like a huge flop on Amazon. Those are the only ones I have in stock, so hit me up if you want to buy those damaged box. Ian Goldie was the only person to respond to my which book should I read question. So I'm reading The Compound Effect. I've never read it before. I'm about 1 chapter into it. I like it so far. It's pretty good. So thank you, Ian, for recommending me to read that book. My aunt asked me where my safety goggles were, how much soot fell into my eyes. I actually did get a little bit of stuff into my eyes, but it wasn't too bad. I don't know where my safety goggles are at. Okay, Patricia Morel says, burning question, where is Bonafide? He's been MIA for like a week, flooded out. He went to California. He's with his family. They are safe. Him, Emerson, Rachel, and Whitney. I don't know where the dogs are. They probably brought the dogs with him. But they are safe, they are fine. Their neighborhood, their cul-de-sac is safe. So thank you, Patricia, for the question. Thanks for the concern. And Andy, thank you for the letter. He'll open this within the next couple of days. I think he's going to be coming here for the hurricane. Trevor Barnes asks if I still flip cell phones. Not really. Not really my focus. It has been my focus in the past. I had one summer where I was flipping phones like crazy, but that was when like the S3 was the popular phone. So that was, what, 4 years ago? It's still there. You study your market. You know what you can sell it for. You study your ranks on Amazon. You learn how to unlock phones. You need to know how to tell if they're Google Cloud locked or Apple locked and protect yourself and then flip them. You just have to get them underpriced, usually from Craigslist, OfferUp. Anthony K747 asks, do I eat berries? I really don't eat a lot of berries. You pick blackberries when they're in season. I think they're the summer. Sometimes when there's wild blackberries, I like to pick those. I did that on my US bicycle tour. I found a patch of wild blackberries. I went crazy and just like ate them all. But I don't eat a ton of berries. Sorry. My aunt asked, who's my favorite aunt? Linda, you are my favorite aunt. Steve Frisch asked, who's Andy? Andy's my older brother. He's 35 and he was on in a couple previous videos and he will be coming on in a couple of days when he comes up here for the hurricane. Brad Kennett says, what is the name of the pharmacy school that I went to? I didn't even see this question until now. I went to Florida A&M University. It is a HBCU, which is a historical black college university, is I think what it stands for. I was one of 3 white people, Caucasian, as in non-Spanish, straight up white, like non-Spanish speaking graduates of my class. And Brad Kennett also wants me to elaborate on the bins at Goodwill. The bins, also known as the Weigh and Pay, are a Goodwill outlet where it's a pay by the pound. It's a great place to get started thrifting if you already have gone through your house and found and sold things that you don't need or don't want or that are broken. You can get inventory for really cheap because it's a by the pound. So clothing is usually by the pound. It might be $2 for a pair of shoes, $1.50 for a pound of electronics or whatever. They usually have their prices depending on the region of the Goodwill. Sometimes they're called Goodwill Good Sense stores or Goodwill outlets, depending on the region. I've been to some Goodwill outlets that weren't bins. You just kind of need to know, or you need to ask that Goodwill worker if there's any outlets where there's a bins or a weigh and pay, and they might direct you. Usually it's an all-day thing. They bring out carts all day. People memorize the schedules. There's different rules at different bins. You want to bring gloves. You will get to know a lot of the other bins pickers. Where the thrifters hang out, they pounce onto the bins like vultures onto a carcass. How do you source from them to maximize time and profit? I go for electronics personally. And then I'll just buy stuff and I'll try to look it up as soon as possible. Maximizing time and profit, difficult. You have to go through every piece of clothing there. If you're a clothing picker, you have to scan the books. If you're a book picker, I like electronics, so I look for something I think is valuable. If I haven't sold it before, then I'll look it up. And electronics usually are dense and valuable, so that's how I maximize my profit there. If I could film next time I went to the bins, I'm not sure about that. I know a lot of them have no filming policies. I'll try. I don't go very often. We do have one in Northport, and once I get everything listed here, which I still don't have, I will possibly go to the bins in Northport to get some inventory. I have found the N64 Ocarina of Time at the bins in Northport. The bins in Northport's pretty cool. I've also found a Game Boy SP once or twice. I found a North Face sleeping bag that I sold for like 70 or 100 bucks. I found many tennis rackets. The Goodwill bins in Northport is amazing. Louis the Seller says, was Bonafide affected by Hurricane Harvey? I don't think so. I think Austin was spared pretty well. It was in a good part of Texas. Debbie Keith asks, is there anything that needs to be done to promote an Etsy store, or is it pretty much like eBay where you just need to keep listing? I don't promote anything on Etsy other than people that go look at it through YouTube. Those aren't really my customers though. That's probably just people that are interested in opening an Etsy store. The way Etsy works from my experience is the more items you have listed, the higher chances that somebody's going to find your store, because they give you tags, and the way that the search algorithms work in Google and things, if you type in like vintage Pittsburgh Penguins jersey, eBay, Etsy will probably pop up within the first page, and then if somebody sees yours, they will find your store that way. But of course, the more hooks you have in the water, you might get someone on your page that looks through a different category and then finds something that way. I don't mess with promoted listings, so I can't really touch on any of that. Big D Reseller asks, why do you feel closer to God, little g, when you struggle? I honestly can't really explain it. It's like a feeling. It's hard to articulate into words. It might be because when you are struggling, you should be looking up. You should be looking for a way out. You should be looking for a brighter and better day. And God being pure love is that better day. It could be because the Bible itself is full of trials and tests, and going through hardships is kind of like a trial and a test. It also could have something to do with the suffering that Christ went through. And when you experience a fraction of that suffering, knowing that it will be better, that you will overcome it, and you will be released, might have something to do with it. It's really hard to articulate, but that's my best right now. Freeware Sucks says, about 2 years ago, you were staying in Oklahoma and you had purchased a mountain of toys for FBA. Where did you get them? I think he means when I was in Santa Fe, when they dropped off a pile of stuff outside of my apartment and then it started snowing. That was from Target, and I actually bought a lot from Walmart also, a couple of slick deals then. One of the games was Carcassonne. I bought them for, I think, $19 or $18, and I eventually sold them for $45 a piece, I think, once my buy box hit. A bunch of those Target toys were bad buys, but I think the turtle layer was a good one. Leisure Reseller says, how do you hold the phone and drive the scooter? Just with my hand. Told me to be careful. Yeah, I'm pretty careful. I'm usually just filming on back roads, and I'm looking ahead. I'm not looking at the camera because I'm wearing sunglasses. You can't really tell, but I am looking ahead and talking, even though it looks like I'm talking looking at the camera, but I'm not. It's just an optical illusion. I think that's all the questions. Thanks everyone who submitted a question. If you have a question, ideally submit it on this video, because that way they'll all be in one video. But if you do put it on another video, I'll still try to answer it. And if I, for some reason, did not answer your question, I apologize. Drop it into another video. It's coming down outside. I can hear the rain. I need to wrap this up. This video is already way too long. Tomorrow will be hurricane preparation. I don't think we're evacuating, and I will be going to Tampa if it hits Tampa to help my brother and Rachel's family out. Thanks everyone for hanging out today. If you haven't already, give the video a thumbs up. If you have any encouraging comments or questions, love to hear them, and I will talk to you guys in the morning. Bye. And this is pre-Irma. It's coming. She's coming for us.